Hello everyone. Welcome back to another episode of our entitled parents. In today's episode, I'm at a loss for words. I pay you, so you my son can move up, too. Update, Taekwondo Karen Mom. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe, so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. I'm at a loss for words. My kid had been playing in courtyard with another kid. My son tolerates him, but doesn't consider him a true friend. These children range in age from 9 to 10, except for a potty training toddler. To be honest, they're both pretty bad. Her words, not mine. She's said this many times and has hoped my kid rubs off on them. I've no idea what that means, since children don't raise themselves. She's asked me how I get my kid to listen and be respectful. Whatever that means, they've all got their moments and told her he has his moments like everyone. She made a face of disbelief and I shrugged it off. He's a kid. I thought all was going well until I looked out the window and saw that the mom had sent her 3-year-old out to play and my kid was trying to corral him. My kid isn't old enough to babysit and wasn't asked. I called my child back inside because the mother was nowhere to be found. The toddler was throwing rocks at people's windows and attempting to open their patio doors. His brother had ran off to get candy from the main office. I don't allow mine to do that every day because the candy is there for guests. Here and there is okay if the manager says it's okay. After talking to mine, I was told that she'd locked them out and wasn't answering the door. I've recently torn my meniscus and am on crutches and am in no condition to watch a toddler, nor was this conveyed in any way. I'm beyond annoyed at this situation and am curious what Reddit thinks. Lay it on me? Am I being too harsh? Edit to add. 1. Yes, I could call/text her about the younger child, but I don't think she'd take it well or think it's problematic. I still have to live here with her and don't like confrontations. Mostly, I just want everyone to be safe but have no control over what others do in their homes. Also, as a parent, shouldn't you know where your children are? 2. When she said she wanted my son to rub off on hers, it really bugged me. I've worked really hard for him to be a good boy and not misbehave. I don't spank. I talk to him like a person. He has bad days like every other person. I'm not sure what she was expecting of him or I. Update. I called CPS, Child Protective Services, and am hoping for the best possible outcome for all. Thank you. Call Child Protective Services or the equivalent and report a lost child. I strongly considered it. I can't chase the little one in crutches. I would talk to the manager and tell them what is going on and keep my kid away from them until the problem is resolved. That's a good idea, except I don't want management having to watch my kid. My thought in the moment was the older child would be blamed for any damage caused. I may say something about to cover my bases, though. Thanks. Call your child in, then call the police to report an abandoned toddler. I pay you, so you my son can move up, too. I am a Taekwondo instructor. I teach the youngest 2 age groups mainly. My younger daughter is in our Little Tiger program for 6 to 9 years old kids. My older daughter in the Phoenix group of 9 to 14-year-old. The school is not commercial. All instructors teach on a voluntary basis. In fact, instructors also pay the same club fee, which is used for insurance and equipment, as all other members. So I pay for myself and my children to teach them myself. As both courses are directly after each other, I can't bring my little daughter home or pick up the older one in between. The master agreed that both my kids can stay for both courses. The older one helps with the little ones. The younger one does the games with the olders, but then usually plays on her iPad when we do more difficult stuff. The mom of a lit boy in the Tigers noticed that my daughter was allowed to stay for the big one's course and asked if her son, 6, could finally move up too, as he has already been there for 6 months and is the same age as my daughter. I tried to explain that she wasn't really in the group and was only there so that I could teach, but she didn't accept that. She claims when the old master, who is ill and can't do this class ATM, did the course, she already noticed that my daughter was his favorite. He knows her from birth. So of course he is closer to her than the others, but he loves all the kids. And that she pays me a lot of money and now demands that her son is treated in the same was as my kid who doesn't even pay. I have no clue how she comes to this conclusion. She then demanded to speak to my manager. That does not even exist. The master leads the club, but there is no actual boss. But she knows there has to be a manager because she pays us money. I try to explain that she only pays for insurance and equipment, but she does not believe any of it. She actually calls the old master in hospital to complain about me. He tells her to cancel and sign him up for a commercial club nearby, 50 euros per month instead of 70 euros per year. At our club, where she could talk to managers all day. She complains to the board of the Umbrella Club, not the Taekwondo Club, but the sports club that manages many voluntary sports in our city. They are very confused. She still does not give up. At the next lesson, she threatens to get me fired so that a real, male, trainer can finally take over again. I tell her that if I don't do the course, no one will do it. Voluntary work is not really popular. At the end of the lessons, she does not show up to pick her son up. I try to call her, but she does ignore me. After 30 minutes, I call the police, telling them what happened. They take him. I tell them his address, and they take him home. I don't know the aftermath. Come back with the aftermath. And this move where we get the police after the Karen is called kiblia. In English it means kick in balls, leave an alley. As someone who taught TKD for 20 years, I have my fair share of entitled parents, but that takes the cake. I love the idea that a 6-year-old should be moved up to the 9-year-old class after 6 months. Like WTF. Update. Taekwondo Karen mom. So, we live in a small town, so people know people, and here is what I heard. First of all, I couldn't understand why she was so keen on putting him in a different age group as kids are way taller, and they just can't really spar or anything if the gap is too big. We don't separate them by belt ranks, just by age, and they learn the same things. But working with the little ones, we do more games and learn and play, while the older ones just learn differently. But there is a difference. We do not take the youngest age group on tournaments. Those tournaments are usually a couple of hours away and a full weekend trip. We stay in youth hostels or sleep in the hosting schools. They are just not old enough to sleep in a foreign place without parents. Well, same problem as with the course. If I drive to a tournament with the older kids, I have to bring my younger daughter. And for the last tournament, 3 of my 10 years old girls did a music forms performance to the Oompa Loompa song. And because you can have 4 people in your team, they used my younger daughter as an Oompa Loompa, running around between them. It was super cute, and they won a gold medal. My younger daughter, as she was officially in that team, got a medal as well, without having done any actual taekwondo. And that is what triggered Karen mom. My 6 years old getting a gold medal for playing an Oompa Loompa. For the police taking him home after math. She was very surprised when he came home. She told them it was just a misunderstanding, that he was enrolled in the second course as well, and that the master must have forgotten to tell me. So nothing much going on there. But the kid had the best day ever, got to ride in a police car, and they even have him a teddy bear. He was the hero of preschool. What she had actually done was enrolling her older daughter, different father, different last name, for a trial lessons. We usually offer 3 lessons to see if it's a fit for both sides. There it clicked. I actually know the daughter who was in kindergarten with my older daughter. She then said since they had the slot for her daughter, but daughter was sick, son would take the lesson for her. So when she dropped him off today, she told me daughter is sick and son will stay for both classes. Absolutely not. I told her if she does not pick him up, I will call the police again. They will probably not be as nice the second time. She actually picked him up. Daughter did not show up. My older daughter told me that daughter could never have shown up anyway because she is in volleyball at that time. I just had a long discussion with our master. He has never kicked someone out ever, but he will cancel both contracts for both kids and give them a full refund. He is such a nice guy. He would have given them a second chance after the first time, but trying it a second time was too much. Good outcome. My sons and I are testing for blue belt at the end of the summer. We signed up board breaking class and broke last night with tornado kick. It was very cool and super fun to do TKD as a 41 with my young boys. Luckily, we haven't had any obvious Karen situations. I did ask if my two boys could join me in the teen and adult class, so I'm not making multiple trips, and they pair them up for sparring, so it's not a problem. I wouldn't have thrown a fit like that boss-level Karen did at your place. Don't think the older daughter had any idea about showing up. It's just one of the mom's smart ideas. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and we will see you in the next video.